What's up, YouTube? Dragon Julius Guy here. Today I'm going to bring you guys the version 2 of Dino Rabbit. Now, I've been meaning to profile this for a while, but I finally get to go to San Jose Regionals. I'm going to go ahead and profile it because that was a deck that I was going to run at San Jose, but unfortunately at the last minute I couldn't go. I was very, very disappointed. But I will for sure, it's already a given. I will be attending LA Regionals because I look forward to that. You know, plan to stick around LA, you know, visit the beaches and all that stuff. So, plan to have a good time there. But I'm not sure if I'm going to run this deck because the way San Jose Regionals went, people are saying that there wasn't that many top tier decks. It was mostly like Lifeworn, Rockstun, Geargias. There was Chaos Dragons and stuff like that. I'm sure there was, you know, Dino Rabbit and Windup. But they didn't top because obviously everybody fights for that, and you know, it's unfortunate that you know, they didn't win at the top. But that's kind of a good thing because, you know, now you're seeing these random other lower tier decks make an appearance in the meta. So that's pretty good. I'm not too sure who won because the way it went was there was a lot of people that attended, so it was already midnight and they couldn't do the final rounds of the top 8, so they just let everybody go without having, you know, first, second, and third, and all that. So I know there was a top 8. You know, there was a Dark World. Pretty sure there was some Geargias, and I don't know what else. And so yeah. So anyways, this is my final version of Dino Rabbit. I'm really happy with it. You know, I feel it's a strong build. I have a side in the extra, but the side, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to run this deck at LA. So it's either going to be this. Chaos Dragons, or it might even be my Disaster though, because I'm liking the way that's running. But yeah, I gotta work on it. So I gotta work on the side and make sure, you know, everything's right and okay, because everything here is what I would have ran at San Jose Regionals. So like I said, when I attend LA, I don't know if I'm gonna run this build. So if I do, I'm gonna have to switch up the side deck. You know, make it more. For kind of make it for everything, you know, rogue decks and you know, those tier 3 decks and stuff like that. So let's just get into the build. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, here we go. The final version of Dino Rabbit. Obviously, we have to run 2 rabbits, no more, no less. You know, it's already down to semi-limited, so yeah, you gotta run the 2. Yes, there is paint on my hands because I'm currently doing some artwork on the wall and not on cards. But yeah. Anyways, two rabbits. When you summon this guy, obviously, as we all know, they bring out the dinosaurs, which is 2 Sabersauruses, but we run the 3 for that extra push. The Capsules. So that is the Dino part of it. So now let's get into the Tour Guide engine, which is 2 Tour Guides, 1 Sandgan, and 1 Night Assailant. Obviously, Tour Guide makes Leviair gets your rabbit, blah blah. This guy, you can bring him out with Tour Guide and then smash into something, have him go to the graveyard, have it resolve, and bring out the rabbit, add the rabbit to your hand, or you can exceed with it. We run the Night Assailant because it's never dead. It's like a Snowman Eater, so it's a fiend, it's a 3, so why not have that option to run it? So I decided to run it. Okay, now, so that's Dino Rabbit. Now for that, you know, those extra techs, I don't run Gerard Guaiba because Guaiba isn't that good since his sectors are somewhat gone. So I decided to go anti-meta Dino Rabbit, and that is triple Thunder King Ryle. Now triple Thunder King Ryle, because this guy, like I said in my Chaos Dragon build, he is amazing. He still is. Aside from being a 1900 beater, he is a level 4. You know, so you can exceed into a Utopia or whatever. And not only that, he locks down Geargias, he locks down Windup Factory, he locks down Duality, and he negates 1 special summon. So, you know, he's extremely, really important to add into the deck. Like I said, if I wasn't running this, I would be running Gerard Guaiba, but this guy is so much better than Gerard Guaiba. So, you know, even though it gives you that extra, you know, the extra log, that Delta with the extra Dino, this guy just, you know, it just helps you log down so many decks. So why not run him? And this is the ugly coming one. Obviously the secret rare you know, went up in price, so oh well, gotta run that random comment. Next we ran 2 Snowman Eaters. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, he's a side deck card, you know, why run him in the main? Well, because Dino Rabbit has been slowed down, so you want to set this guy. You know, if your opponent has their own Thunder King Ryle, flip it, they crash into it, the Snowmanator lives, and that Thunder King dies, or that Doom Caliber dies, or whatever. But with Doom Caliber, this guy would die too due to his effect. But you know what I mean. Lila, whatever, that can get over it. This guy lives. Not only that, he's a level 3, so this helps. Once he does his job, you can summon a tour guy, bring out the Sangan, exceed with the tour guy, go for a Levier push, whatever. This guy's just really, really versatile. Go for Zen mains since he's a level 3, so why not run 2 with him? After that, we have Gores, because Gores is just, it's just an awesome card. It's just like Trigodia, but in my opinion, I don't know, we can't compare it to Trigodia, but obviously you got to run your one hand trap because this guy saves you games, this guy wins you games, so, it just takes one draw to turn a game around, so why not run that one Gores? After that, we have one Spirit Reaper again, because like I said, Dino Rabbit has been slowed down, and not only that, you can stall with him, and also, if you have control of the game with your log and your Dolka, you can just, be aggressive and start picking at your opponent's hand, because obviously, with your back row and your log and your Dolka, your opponent can't do that much. So, summon him, start attacking with log and Dolka, attack with him directly with your opponent, and start discarding from your opponent's hand. So, not only do you, take down their life points and their plays, but you also get to poke at their hands, so why not run Spirit Reaper? So, it's really versatile. Again, it's a level 3. It helps you, and it can stall for you. Next, for the last monster, we have Neospatian Grandma, because it has a compulsory evacuation device built into it. When you summon this, bounce back a monster from your opponent's side of the field back to your hand, along with this guy to your hand, and start attacking. I single-handedly won a match with just a Logia alone in the field with 2 back rows, and this guy in my hand. I just kept bouncing back my opponent's monster when I was playtesting this deck, and they couldn't do anything because he kept setting. I kept bouncing it back, attacking with Logia. Next turn, same thing. So he didn't have a warning or anything like that. So this guy just wins games, obviously. Those are the last of the monsters, 20 monsters. As you can see, there's no Veiler and there's no Max C, because I will get to that when I get to the end of the deck. So we have for spells obviously the one of the staples, 1 Reborn, 1 Heavy, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon, and 1 Pot of Atlas. Now for back row hit, we have triple MST. Triple MST because you cannot run this deck with only 2 MSTs. I mean, you can, but triple just helps you so much better because it you need to hit your opponent's back row. You need to hit the Z prisons. You need to hit the bottomless. You can't have your monsters get warning or anything like that. So you just need to hit the back row and just go after this plays. Okay, for the last of the spells, we run 2 lands. 2 lands because even though we don't run Jiraiya Guaiba in the build, your Logia and your Doka are way too small to get over monsters. Like if you're up against the Chaos Dragon matchup. So in order to get over that Red Eyes, in order to get over that Life Pulsar Dragon, you need to bring him down to Logia and Doka's level. So you do that by doing Forbidden Lands and reducing their attack points, and then Logia or Doka can run over them. So that's why we run the Forbidden Lands. And not only that, it just protects your monsters because it's just amazing. So it somewhat acts like more MSTs. So those are the spells. I believe it's 10 spells. Now onto the traps. We have Judgment and Warning for the trio. Fuck the Brigade. I hate the Brigade, so it's all about the trio. Now you're probably thinking, well, what happened? Now you added the second Warning. Well, the reason because I never found Warning dead in Dino Rabbit. It only one time I got it dead in my hand when I was under 2,000 life points. So again, like I said, you need to have full control with Dino Rabbit, and that's what Dino Rabbit is all about, just control and aggressiveness. And you need to destroy those monsters before they hit the field, especially monsters that are again over 2,400, 2,300 attack points, because you can't have your Logia, your Doka get run over. So you want to hit those monsters, and the cards just do that. Next, we have 1 Starlight Roads, obviously to protect the offense and the defense. The offense being your monsters and the defense being your back row. We have double D prison and double bottomless. Now I kept going back and forth with this. I would have 1 bottomless and triple D prison, and I was like, no, because double bottomless I think is better, because once the monsters hit the field, you flip this up, and the monsters just get automatically banished. And with D Prison, they get set and they have a chance to MST it or whatever. And it's, you have to wait until they attack. And what if they don't attack? So it's just better to get rid of the monster once they hit the field. So I believe double and double just works out so much better. Next we have double compulsory evacuation device, because this card is so good. I would run 3, but I don't have the room for it. But this card is so versatile for you, and it just helps you with your opponent. Because if your opponent has an annoying monster and you can't get rid of it, you just compose it back to their hand. Like say they have a Stardust, say they have like, I don't know, something like a Zen mains. Like this is really good for Zen mains, a Maestro, stuff like that. For annoying XCs that they have to be destroyed in order to be sent to the graveyard. So this just sends it back to the extra deck. And not only that, like I remember that it helps me a lot too, because my rabbit got Veilered, and I just flipped this up and bounced it back to my hand next turn. Brought out my dinos and went to Logia or Dokkan, I don't remember. But yeah, it just helps so much. So it's really, really versatile. And for the last of the traps, this is why I don't run Maxis or Village in the main, is because I ran 2 Macrocosmos. Yes, I went into Macro Rabbit because I thought about it a lot. I really, really did. I was like, what Rabbit obviously has been slowed down, and with priority gone, that Rabbit's gonna get Veilered, that Tour guy's gonna get Veilered, and I need my place to go off, and I really, really worry about that a lot. So I thought, what? Why not do Macro Rabbit? Why? Because Macro Rabbit is the way to go, and I'm going to explain why. Having Macro Rabbit, you play this, you don't have to worry about Maxi. You don't have to worry about the Rabbit getting Veilered. Nothing like that, because in order for those hand traps to work, they need to just touch the graveyard, and with this on the field, they do not go to the graveyard. They get banished. So, when you have this on the field, fuck it. Just go Rabbit, and just banish it and bring out the dinos, because you have to worry about it. So they need to get rid of this, and not only that, but you have the heroes, you have the Chaos Dragons, you have the Lightsworn, you have the Blackwings. There's so many decks that rely on their graveyard, and it's so versatile, because Dino Rabbit does not really depend on their graveyard, so that's how it helps as well. And not only that, but for the third reason, is because it's an MST bait. So usually it's going to get MST. And with that being said, you're probably thinking, well, doesn't it conflict with Pot of Avarice? Like I said, this is MST bait. Usually you draw this early game or you draw it late game. If you draw mid game, well, it kind of sucks. But I always usually have targets in my graveyard. So only one time I dead drew this, and I didn't have that many targets because everything was getting banished from the Macrocosmos on the field. But at the end, it got MST'd. I had a monster go to the field, and I used Pot of Avarice, and I ended up winning the game just because of this card alone. So, and not only that, like I said, people are saying that Dino Rabbit is autopilot. It really isn't. If you play a deck like this, it takes skill to work around these cards. Like again, you're probably asking yourself, well, doesn't it conflict with Gores? Because you have to control nothing to have Gores hit the field. Well, again, you need to know when to play it. You need to know what to hit and stuff like that. So obviously, you can even MST this and then drop Gores or something like that. So like I said, it takes skill to play around these cards. So that's why I ended up running them. Okay, that's the main deck. The main deck is 42 cards. Yeah, 42 cards with the max possible. Now for the extra deck, we have 1 Chimera Check Fortress, because those Gyarados are running around like crazy, those gadgets, those Zen mains, etc., etc. So you need to contact Fusion and get rid of them. Next we have one Stardust for the Starlight Road, 1 Allied Justice Catastrophe, because we do sight in the Veilers, and we can make this with Thunder King, Ryle, and the Veiler. We have a 17 for Exceed, Levier, Zen Mains, Acid Golem, Giga Brilliant, Tempo, the Locas for my Hispanic players. If you guys know what that means, Locas means crazy, so that means like you got your crazy dragons, which is Logia, L, and Oka, so you got your Locas. I'm dumb, I know that. But you got your Utopia and your Butterfly Assassin for the extras. Now for the extra deck, like I said, this is the extra deck that I would have ran at San Jose Regionals, but seeing what happened, I think I'm gonna, change it up a bit. But obviously, we still got to keep the Maxis, so triple Maxi and triple Veiler. Again, when game 2, we fight out the Cosmos. If our opponent It doesn't need their graveyard. Like for the mirror match, we set out the Cosmos and we add these guys in. After that, we have the doubled Cyber Dragon again because, like I said, those gadgets, those gear goods are running around like crazy. And one-dimensional fissure instead of the third Macrocosmos because for this one you just set it and you just go off. With Macrocosmos you have to set it and then flip it up, but I just want to, it's just something different. So I just wanted to go, instead of going triple Macrocosmos, I decided to set in the a defissure. After that we have Mind Control. Mind Control because when you're going up against the mirror match, you want to steal the tour guide, you want to steal the Leviair, you want to steal the rabbit, etc., etc. So this helps a lot, or something that's like, or set this in against windups, because obviously they have a lot of level 3s, so you want to go steal their rats, so whatever, and then exceed with that. So really versatile. So I decided to slice this out instead of Pot of Avarice. Again, like I said, Pot of Avarice is just more versatile because I remember I had Mind Control, and I had targets in my graveyard to make Pot of Avarice alive. And I needed more plays, and I couldn't recycle my monsters, and I was stuck. So that's why I decided to main it instead of fighting it. So after that, we have double Prohibition. Prohibition because this card is really, really underrated right now. If you guys don't know what it means, real quick, it says, when you activate this card, declare one card name. Cards with that name and their effects cannot be used. Cards on the field before this card was activated are not affected, including face-down cards. Now, you call Red Eyes, you call Pulsar, you call Shining, you call Rat, Magician, Judgment Dragon, etc., etc. This card locks down so much stuff. Not only that, it's just really, really versatile, and it's just bait for MSTs, so it's really, really good. I like it. One Needle Thing for the windup, and Double Decree because for the random Exodia, Chain Burn, and Final Countdown. Okay, that's the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, I believe that Macro Rabbit is the way to go this format because with windups, a lot of people are citing or not maining Maxis and Veilers, and that Rabbit's going to get Veilers or Maxi or whatever, and you need to have your opponent not have as much pluses as possible. So with Macro on the field, like I said, those cards don't even touch the graveyard, so they can't get that off. So last format, windups weren't a big deal as much, so regular Rabbit was the way to go, and the Rabbit was at 3, so it didn't really matter. To me, this format it matters because Rabbit is at 2, Tour Guide is at 2, and you need them to go off with their effects. So that's why I decided to go Macro. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to run this deck at LA Regionals. If I do, I believe it's going to do really good. I hope, I don't even care about topping. I just want to get my invites, nationals. It'd be really, 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 really great. I'd be super, super happy. And I was supposed to upload a video on Thursday called Throwback Thursday, talking about banned cards and why they're banned and stuff like that. And I didn't get a chance because I was still deciding if I would attend San Jose Regionals. So I will be uploading that this Thursday. And Fridays, I will start having a segment called Shout Out Fridays, where I shout out people who have influenced me in the game, who I look up to, and who I think is really, really good. A good YouTuber that I enjoy and I like, and my reasons why I like them and why I watch their videos and stuff like that. So with that being said, guys, that's the video. That's the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later. Take care and peace.